are fit and fine. Myself Priyanka Joshi, your science teacher, in front of you with a new topic. So student, we have completed chapter 4, that is heat, in our previous videos. So today we are going to discuss the exercise question answers of your chapter heat. Clear student? So please listen carefully the exercise and after that do the work in your fair notebook. Clear student? So let's start with the question number first. Clear? So student, the question number first is state the similarities and the differences between the clinical thermometer and the laboratory thermometer. So students, this topic we have discussed clearly in the video. Okay, so there are the two types of thermometer, clinical thermometer and the other is laboratory thermometer. So, clinical thermometer, let's student take. The first one is clinical thermometer. Okay, thermometer, and the second one is laboratory thermometer. Clear? So student, clinical thermometers are those thermometers which are present at our houses and they are used for measuring the temperature of human body. Okay student? So the thermometer, the clinical thermometer ranges from 35 degrees Celsius to 42 degree Celsius. Clear student? And the normal body temperature of a human is 37 degree Celsius. It is the main reason that it lies from 35 to 42 degree Celsius. Okay student? Because the human body temperature cannot be below the 35 degree Celsius and above the 42 degree Celsius. Okay. The normal temperature is 37 degrees Celsius. It might be in some cases below 37 also and above 37 also. There is a slight difference. Okay student. So laboratory thermometers are those thermometers which are used for measuring the temperature of other objects. Okay, they are mainly used in these schools laboratory. Okay, they are present in the school laboratory. When we measure the temperature of the hot water, cold water, so we use the laboratory thermometer. Here we can't use the clinical thermometer because when we use the clinical thermometer in measuring the temperature of the other object, it may breaks. Clear? So student, laboratory thermometer lies in between. Its temperature ranges from 10 degrees Celsius to 110 degree Celsius. Clear student? So
these are the similarities between the laboratory and the clinical thermometer. Both are made of glass and consist of long narrow glass tube. Second, at one end both of them have a bulb. Bulbs of both the thermometers consist of mercury. Celsius scale is present in both the thermometers. So these are the similarities which are present in both the thermometers. Now there are some differences between the clinical and the laboratory thermometer. First is clinical thermometer designed to measure temperature from 35 degrees Celsius to 42 degree Celsius, whereas laboratory thermometer designed to measure the temperature from minus 10 degrees Celsius to 110 degree Celsius. Second, the main purpose of clinical thermometer is to measure the temperature of human body, Whereas the main purpose of laboratory thermometer is to measure the temperature gradient in a physical or chemical change of an object. Third, clinical thermometer can be tilted while taking readings, whereas laboratory thermometers should be kept upright while a reading. Fourth point is clinical thermometer has a neck near the bulb which prevents the sudden fall down of mercury. Okay, so in case of laboratory thermometer, no neck is present. Clear? So the neck is absent in the laboratory thermometer. So these are the points which differentiates the clinical and laboratory thermometer.
So student, your question number 2 is give 2 examples of each, that conductor and insulators. So student, I hope you know well what are the conductors and what are the insulators. I repeat it again. Conductors are those substances which pass heat through them. Okay, such as copper, aluminium, metals, iron. These all are the example of conductor. Clear students? And the other are the insulators. Insulators are poor conductor of heat. They cannot pass heat through them. For example, plastic. This is a duster made up of plastic. It cannot pass heat through them. If I am going to heat it, I am giving heat to this corner of the duster. I cannot feel the heat in this corner. Okay, so this is a poor conductor of electricity, heat. Clear? And some other examples also. So wood, plastic, rubber, cotton, they all are the examples of insulators. Clear student? So students, in question number 3rd, there are fill-ups. Okay, so see the first one. The hotness of an object is determined by its dash. So how we can determine the hotness or coldness of an body? Okay, so we can determine with its temperature. The answer is temperature. Next is temperature of boiling water cannot be measured by a dash thermometer. We have discussed there are 2 thermometers, one is clinical and the other one is laboratory thermometer. Clinical thermometer is used for measuring the temperature of a human body, and the laboratory thermometer is used for measuring the temperature of other objects. So here it is written temperature of boiling water cannot be measured by a dash thermometer. So through clinical thermometer we cannot measure the temperature of the boiling water. Okay, because it is used for measuring the temperature of a body. Clear? Third is temperature is measured in degree. In degree, there is written 35 degrees Celsius to 42 degrees Celsius. The normal human body temperature is 37 degrees Celsius. So, the answer is temperature is measured in degree Celsius. Clear student? Student, next is no medium is required for transfer of heat by the process of. We have studied about the 3 mediums of heat transfer. First one is conduction, second is convection and third is radiation. So, out of these 3, which one has required no medium for heat transfer? So, that is the radiation. Okay? The answer is radiation. We get heat from the sun through the radiations only. There is no medium, neither convection nor conduction. Okay? So next one is a cold steel spoon is dipped in a cup of hot milk. It transfers heat to its other end by the process of dash. The Philip says that if we dip the spoon on a hot milk, then we feel heat at the other end also. So what is this process? This is the process of conduction. That all topics we have discussed clearly in our previous classes. So there is no confusion. What is conduction? What is convection? What is radiation? I hope you all understand this very well. Okay. So the last fill the blank says clothes of dash color absorb heat better than the clothes of light color. Students, as you know, we prefer to wear light color clothes in summer because they cannot absorb heat, especially the white color, and the dark color absorb heat in it. Okay, so here the clothes of dark color, the answer is dark color. So the clothes of dark color absorb heat better than the clothes of light color. Clear? Student, question number 4 there are the match of the following. First you do it by your own and we will discuss this question in our Google Meet. Clear, student? So the question number 5, I am reading from your book. Please see in your books. The question number 5, discuss why wearing more layers of clothing during winter keeps us warmer than wearing just one thick piece of clothing. Why is it so? So students, when we wear the more layers clothes, okay, in winter we you see we wear the many clothes. Okay, so why we wear the different kinds of clothes? Okay, so the we wear the different layers of clothes because the air gap traps in between them. Okay, and as air is a bad conductor of heat, it does not allow the escape of the heat from the body. Okay, when the heat comes to our body, the different layers of our clothes trap the heat itself. Okay, so the escape of heat does not take place, through which we feel warm. Our body became warm. That's why we wear different layers of clothes instead of wearing the single piece. Okay, this is the reason. Clear? I hope the question 5th is clear to you. Okay, now the next question is here it is a diagram where you have to tell the process of conduction, convection and radiation, where the conduction takes place and where the radiations are and what is the convection. Okay, so see, this is the radiations comes from the burners. So this is the process of radiation. With the help of the radiation, the pan became hot. Okay, so this is the radiation. Clear? And the pan, it is a solid part, it transfers the heat. Okay, so this is the conduction. Clear? And the boiling water, okay, the water transfer, the cold water go inside the pan and the hot water come above the pan. Okay, so this cycling takes place. So this is the process convection. Clear? Next question, question number 7. In places of hot climate, it is advised that the outer walls of the houses be painted white. Explain. So why the walls of the houses painted with white color? Because the white color reflects back most of the heat. Because the white color reflects back the most of the heat. It is a bad conductor of heat. It cannot absorb heat in it. Okay, so that's why we feel cool inside the houses, inside those houses which are painted with white color. Clear, student? So student, question number 8, question number 9, 10 and 11 are of MCQ type. So please first attempt these questions by yourself. This is your today's homework. Okay, you have to do question number 4, question number 8, 9, 10 and 11 by your own. These questions are done in your book itself. Clear, student? So student, today we discuss the exercise of the chapter 4, that is heat. I hope you all understand it very well. Still, if you are facing any kind of difficulty, so please without any hesitation ask me. Okay, this is all for today. This is all for today. Goodbye. Take care of yourself.